Alright. Hey guys, been a while. So I'm going to stream some Otoing, and it'll be super exciting, and by that I mean it'll be the worst fucking thing ever. Let me just... there we go. Gonna get some music on. And then I think we're going to enter the obligatory I take forever to... Oh, and I gotta pull up the chat. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit because I can't hear myself. There we go. Just let me, if any of the volume is weird on anything, just let me know. I'm pulling up the chat now, so. Where? Ugh, I hate this. Did I pick the... oh. Things are happening. I don't want YouTube TV. Ah. I really need a new tablet. Mine is just way too slow. But yeah, we can chill and watch some Otoing and listen to my garbage covers for a bit. I don't want YouTube TV! Leave me alone! Alright, chat's up. Hi! Estel, nice of you to show up. Glad you can make it. Let's, oh, hi, Zan! You're here, too. You're here, too. I don't want YouTube TV. But yeah, I'm working on Alice 16's new VCCV bank, so this is gonna be long and boring. But thanks for coming and keeping me company. I'm not really gonna make this a tutorial because there's already video tutorials. CZ made video tutorials. That was like the whole thing that she did. Actually, can you... yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I should have had this set up better ahead of time. But anyway, so I'm just Otoing VCCV according to CZ's tutorial. If you want... oh, well, thank you. Oh, well, thank you. So... I lost my train of thought. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. If you want to know how I'm doing this, you can check out CZ's tutorial. Or if it's just like a quick question thing, just hit me up. That's what I'm here for. But, yeah, let's just spend the rest of our lives Otoing a tri-pitch VCCV. This is actually the second pitch, though, and I'm like a third of the way through it, so it should be fine. Where... I understand the way... You guys are too nice. Too nice. You guys are too nice. But yeah. So... and again, if the volume's weird or anything, just let me know. Like if the music's too quiet or if I need to shut up so that you can... but... yeah? I mean, honestly, the way I figure it, this is super boring and I could use company. This is super boring and I could use company. And I understand the way the windows are set up here, you can't exactly see everything I'm doing, but like I said, if you have a question, just hit me up. This is super boring, and I could use company. And I might switch to... there's an art-pacing bank I've been working on for, like, my entire life. I might switch to that halfway through, or I might switch to some VCV Japanese, or I don't know yet. I'll just see what happens. Oh, But I did figure out how to fix my set param windows, so, you know, there's that. Yes. Because basically what happened was, I was like, I want English and Japanese in the same bank. And art pacing is actually perfect for that. And, I mean, just because of the low number of recordings and the fact that you don't have to, like, beat people up and... Hold on, somebody's bothering me. Hi, Dan! Hi, Dan! Hi, Dan! Hi, Dan! Dan! Okay. So, but yeah, so basically I was just like, art pacing in VCV, that's a great idea. Then you can use English and Japanese in the same bank, and you won't have to worry about aliases crossing over, or having to record in Oto, like, or having to record like 1,000 things for 3 different pitches. So basically, what I did was like, and you only have to record like 200 things? This is great! And I recorded 3 pitches, and then I was like, wait a minute, the Oto is the same size as a VCV Oto. More or less. So I kind of fucked myself there, but I found some shortcuts. I also added some things to the standard art pacing rec list because it's pretty incomplete, and I didn't want to be missing things that are actually completely vital for English. Yeah. I'm actually, what? I don't know what I did. Something weird happened, but it's fine. I'm actually working on an MMD video myself, too. Not at the moment, obviously, but, for the group the group that Zan and Dan and I are all in is having a cover contest, and I wanted to make my own video. I won't say any more than that in case one of the administrators, who are the judges, ends up seeing the stream because they don't want anything spoiled for her. Hey, Alice! I'm working on your thing. I'm working on your thing. How do I... Oh! Yeah! Yeah. I've confused you two before because of that reason. Oh goodness, it's busy today. I never get this many people on my streams. Is this a good time to stream? Just not that messed up. That messed up. It's just... I don't know. I've just been lazy. I haven't been working on it. Although, there was a couple demon samples, which I might find and play for you just because it was hilarious. Like, it was honestly the funniest thing in the world. Because, like, basically I pulled up the sample. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But, like, so I pulled up the sample, and I looked at the spectrum, because half the time I don't even play these, I just look at the spectrum and go. But I looked at the spectrum, and I was like, wait a minute, what's going on there? So I played the recording, and it was fascinating. Wait. Oh, wait, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, no, this is gonna be... I mean... Alice was one of my favorite English voice banks just because, like, with the different pitches, you could actually kind of work dynamics, and you might have seen that in my True Colors cover if you've seen that. Which I hope you have. It's one of my best works. Yes. Should I play the demon recording, Alice? should I play the demon recording, Alice? Like, I don't want to embarrass you. I really thought it was funny. I really thought it was funny. I don't blame you, Zan. Like, it kind of depends on the situation, I think. Like, it's... yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, I'm gonna take a break from this for a second to find... Let's see. It was up here, I think. In the CHs. I'm just gonna turn off the music for a second. You see that? That's the first thing I saw when I turned on this recording. And, so I was like, what's going on here? And I hit spacebar and... Hold on, I gotta move over here. There we go. And that happened, and I was like, what? It was beautiful. I'm gonna turn the music back on now. And resume. Where was I? Oh, jeez. I think I was here-ish? Okay. That's done, that's done. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Yep, there we go. Oh, hi! Oh, hi! Goodness gracious. There are so many people. I'm not used to having this many people. It's strange, but I like it. Please continue to show up. It really means a lot to me. It won't be the most entertaining. Yeah. It won't be the most entertaining. But, you know, we can keep each other company. But yeah, if you were here for the last Otoing live stream, you will notice that I got my windows fixed! So you can actually see everything now, for the most part, except for the... Yeah! Yeah. Mostly the Otoing. Like USTing VCCV doesn't bother me. It's a little tedious and long, but eh. It's just that the Otos have like 35,000 lines in them, and it's like, yeah. Yeah. Oh, hi, Ara! You're here, too. Recording never bothered me. I could record a VCCV voice bank in 2 days, and it just wouldn't bother me. I don't mind the amount of recordings. It's the Otos. Otoing is the worst part for me. I mean, it's different for everyone. Like, everyone has their own preferences with what they'd rather be doing with Utao. I'd rather be making a USD or recording, not Otoing. Anything but that. And I decided to open up Otoing commissions, so that was a poor decision on my part. Okay, that's gonna sound weird. Okay. Some of the diphthongs in this bank are really stretched out. Yeah, have fun. I never... Yeah, the first bank I recorded was VCV, because more sampler could Oto VCV, and I didn't want to Oto it. And I didn't want to Oto it. Because I didn't Oto it. Well, technically the first bank I recorded was CV, just because I wanted to get used to it, but... yeah. If you're trying to get my attention on Discord right now. I just realized streaming was a bad idea because, like, I'm the only moderator online in the group chat at the moment. Behave yourself. Those of you who are in the group chat. That needs to be smaller. Like, the main thing I think to keep in mind when you're making voice banks is you're not gonna be famous anyway. So just do it, and so just do it because you like it. You're not gonna be famous. Ara, I will watch you. I will be watching. I will be off and on. Bringing your schwa nonsense into my bringing your schwa nonsense into my stream. The thing with me and the schwa is, alright, so like, I have one of those native English dialects where the schwa isn't used. It's either or I, but it's never... I don't know what the schwa is supposed to sound like. Yeah, and that's the way to do it, because if you do it any other way, you're just gonna get disappointed and frustrated with yourself. Have you noticed that I get distracted easily? 'Cause I do! So, like, I don't actually know how to say the schwa, and I have no idea what the schwa should actually be. I know it's like that really quick sound in the beginning of words like a lot, or things like that, but that's just for me. That's just for me. Yeah, I can imagine. Like, what is it? What does it do? Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, I've been there. It's funny though, if you look at my channel, you can kind of go backwards in the videos and like you can see where all my phases were. Like I had an English phase, and I had the CVVC English phase, and I had the I had the phase where I discovered MMD motions. Like, it's funny. There we go. I would also like to point out that this is not strictly CZ's base Oto. This is a... Yeah, most people do. I don't know. The way I see it is it's always a work in progress no matter what you do, so you might as well just get it out, shit it out, and figure it out later. Yeah. And like that's part of the reason why I started with a VCV voice bank after More Sampler got the auto Oto, because it's like I don't want to Oto this, I just want to use it. Yeah, that went well. I've been tempted to redo it just since her model's gotten updated and her English has gotten updated, but you know, it did come out really well. There's loads of covers where it's just like, I kind of want to redo this. But at the same time, like, that's work. It happens. That's sort of the reason why I haven't been Otoing this voice. Because, like, literally every day for, like, the last 4 weeks, it's just been like, you know, I should really work on this Oto commission. And, I should really be working. And, like, instead I'm doing all this other shit, like... Yeah. Honestly, I'm good at things like Otoing and math that a lot of people aren't good at just because they're systematic. So, like, when you know the system, it's just... it's a process, so you just repeat the instructions. Alright, yeah, good luck at work, Alice! Not a problem. Not a problem. Not a problem. What was I talking about? I was talking about something. Oh yeah! Otoing systematic, so I'm good at it even though I hate it. Because it's literally like, it's just... How many pitches in this bank? 3. I've already finished 1. This is the second one I'm working on. I'm about 2/3 of the way through it too, so that's nice. 3. Like, I'm kind of losing my touch, though, because, like, I used to be able to Oto, like, 500 lines in a day, and now it's just, like, I'm lucky if I can get 100 done. Like, I'm lucky if I could just find the motivation in my heart to sit down and work on an Oto. To sit down and work on an Oto. To sit down and work on an Oto. And, like, I keep thinking to myself, but I need to drag Cherry out of purgatory, which is the third Utao I'm working on. That she's the VCV plus... Oh, here's Cake! Oh, here's Cake. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just... Oh, I thought it was Cake. It's not Cake, it's Dollhouse. I wasn't paying attention. This is one of the ones I want to redo. Especially now that she has... Glowl stops. So when she says, uh-oh, she can actually say it properly instead of me faking it in the mixing. Yeah. It's off by just a little bit here, but I'm gonna ignore that because I don't want to work. I don't want to work. Yeah, I saw that. I will listen later. I'll listen later. Because I really do need to work on this. Alice paid me like $40. Alice paid me like $40. Even for American speakers, because like I said, there are American dialects that don't have it, especially in the South. Especially in the South, it's not a thing. I just go with I just pronounce it because it's no one will notice anyways. No one will. That's the other thing you need to think about when you're recording VCCV is that no one will notice anyways. Even if it's a little screwy, no one will care. I promise. No one will care. I promise. Yeah, the X is the schwa. Yeah, I usually just pronounce it the same way the U is. Just because. Who cares? Who cares? It's basically the same. I mean, the real way to pronounce it is just to not care. Like, to just let your jaw and your tongue just all hang out and make a noise. But, like, ugh. But to me, that sounds more like 6, so I don't know, man. I don't know. It's fine. It's been fine. Like I said, unless you make some really big mistakes, like if you record the Japanese I instead of the English I, or whatever, no one will care. No one will care. No one will care. Like, I've used accented bakes before, and honestly, it doesn't even really matter. Half the time, it doesn't even... Because, like, I don't know if you remember Rain from my Ghost Rule cover, but they have a more British accent. Not as hard of a British accent as some people, but they have a British accent, and it just doesn't... Like, I've used plenty of VCCV banks that were accented, and it doesn't make that big of a difference. No one will care. No one will care. The biggest thing in recording VCCV is just do it naturally, whatever naturally for you means, and then you can make it work in the Oto. I've been kind of tempted, because I've been working on modifications for VCCV a lot, which you might have noticed if you've been downloading Bunny's more recent banks. But, I've been kind of tempted to include some of the rhotic vowels from... shit, hold on. It might just be you? I'm gonna check, though. Yeah, no, I'm kinda dying. I don't know how to fix it, though. Because, like, OBS is going fine, it's just that YouTube isn't... Yeah, YouTube might be being dumb. I'm not really sure how to fix that. So... Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube needs to... YouTube has issues. You might have heard about the whole subscriber issues and just all kinds of issues. People are trying to get my attention. But yeah, so... tips for VCCV. Don't worry about your accent. Like, I know you want to worry about your accent, but it really doesn't matter. Notifications. Yeah. YouTube is being kinda dumb lately, so... Wouldn't be surprised if they just decided to kill my stream in the middle of it anyways. Has glottal stops and can actually browse up. Oh, that actually reminds me, I was gonna... This is the song I released Buddy's most updated English bank with. But, I was gonna release some of the modified rec lists I used to record this when I released her, and I did not do that. It just slipped my mind, because I had like 3 other banks to release in the same... the same day, because it was her birthday and stuff, and I just, it was good. It was a fun time. And I mean, I'm just really glad that you guys like her, you know? Like, I don't know. I wasn't anticipating her to get such a positive reception, but yeah, this voice bank, or VCCV 2.5 voice bank, is my child. Like, literally, my actual baby. I don't think I will ever be able to make a voice bank that good again. I'm tempted to add a C4 pitch, though, because her lower registers, she doesn't have them. And that's kind of a pain sometimes. But, especially if I want to use free samp, which, like, her upper ranges just sound so good with free samp. Just so good with free samp. But her lower ranges sound like shit. Yeah. All of the released ones. Cherry is still in Oto purgatory until I get off my ass and Oto her 3 R-pacing pitches and the remaining, oh. Every once in a while my mind just sort of slips, because, like, this is a CV Oto. I thought it was a V space C. Yeah! Oni got a pretty good reception, too, honestly, which he was literally an experiment. It was just me like, hey, I wonder if I can make an Otao sound like a guy, and I guess I can. I guess I can. Yeah, it's fine. I totally understand. I don't. Because, like, the main thing with recording VCCV is as long as it's natural for you, it will sound fine, regardless of accent. So don't make your voice sound unnatural because you're trying for a more Midwestern American accent. Because that won't sound as good as just using your natural accent. Cherry is more... Here, let me see if I can... I have a really old sample. I re-recorded... Let me see if I can find... Let me see if I can find the... Because basically what happened was I re-recorded her recently because my pronunciation of Japanese just got better, and also because... I recorded the R-pacing too fast. Just way too fast. Way too fast. 120 is way too fast for R-pacing. You will trip over all of the consonants and die. So... Cherry is sort of intended to be more of a power rock-oriented bank. Let me see if I can find her. I haven't done a full sample of her... updated recordings because they haven't oh goodness, my clip is just so full of shit. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to take some things off clip because there's just so much shit. And half of it I've already posted anyways on YouTube and elsewhere, so, like, there's no point in having all this. There it is! I found it! Okay. Not now. Okay, so the first one that plays is the old bank, and then the second one that plays is the new bank. This is just our VCV, not the R-pacing, but... Yeah, so I never finished Otoing the first bank, but that second one is what she will sound like when I finish her. These are both with automatically generated Otos. The first time I used more sampler, and the second time I used set param, but yeah. That's what she's gonna sound like if I ever get off my ass and finish the Oto. If I ever get off my ass and finish the Oto. Which, if I get enough done with Alice, I might switch over to her. Just because I've been trying to balance commissions in my own banks. Yeah. Honestly, Oni almost killed me. And he's CVVC. There was only like 60 recordings total. I think so? Honestly, I just use it to generate a base Oto. Like, that's all I use it for is aliases. So, I know more sampler will fuck with the aliases. And sepram only works if the voice bank's encoded in hiragana. What was I about to do? That was... Yeah. Yeah, and more sampler works fine for things like VCV. It really only works fine for VCV. It kind of sucks for CVVC and the others. But like I said, I really only use it as a base, and then I just fill in the numbers myself. That's what I did with Cherry's art pacing bank, was I was just like, you know, I am only going to use this for the aliases, because more sampler can't auto art pacing, which is the worst thing you invented both of them. They were both created by the same people. So why can't it auto art pacing? I don't, there's no excuse, okay? There's no excuse. There's no excuse, okay? There's no excuse. Well, and honestly, no one knows how to auto art pacing. Like, literally no one. Yeah, art pacing isn't a bad system inherently, it needs a lot of work. It needs updated rec lists with more complete phonetics, and it just needs some kind of instruction on how it's supposed to work, because, like, the official site is just... It might as well be in ancient Egyptian. Like, I have no idea what they're trying to say. But yeah, like, I literally just used it for the base art pacing auto. Just for the aliases, and then I pasted over it with my own numbers, because I wasn't about that. And I will say, if you want to combine English and Japanese in one bank, art pacing is the way to go, because the aliases will never cross over. Hey, I mean, it's fine. We're all here to talk about our own utals and nobody else's. That's how the community works. I'm used to it. It's totally cool. And yeah. Basically, I took the 2.0 rec list, not the 3.0 rec list. We don't talk about the third art pacing rec list. I took the second art pacing rec list, like the official one, and then I supplemented it with some recordings from another rec list that was more phonetically based. And so I'm just gonna hope that that, along with the Japanese VCV, should be able to compensate for what it's missing. No, there isn't. No, there isn't. No, there isn't. I pretend that the third doesn't exist because it came out poorly. It came out poorly. You want to talk about trash fire? You want to talk about, like, the third art pacing rec list is a trash fire. Is a trash fire, okay? Just don't even disregard it entirely. The third is a trash fire. I'm not really sure. I think it's about the same, but the samples are really long, and the mora isn't really consistent. Basically what they did is, instead of taking random words and gluing them together, they took random phrases from public domain books. And so that means that a lot of these recordings have, like, 12, 13 syllables. One of them was backwards English from Alice in Wonderland. One of them had the N-word in it and had to be removed. We don't talk about the third art pacing rec list. And yeah, I would rather use VCCV any day. Art pacing is a pain. Like, I make exceptions for Koyanagi Tsuyuki. Her deity bank is godlike. But that's, like, the only time you will ever get me to use art pacing. Because I just don't want to 4 notes in 1 syllable is unbearable. Absolutely unbearable. Like the diphone system was a good idea in theory, but in practice it just means like you have to use 4 or 5 notes in 1 syllable to get a natural pronunciation, and that's just hell. That is hell incarnate. Maybe. Hopefully. I've actually been working with Koyanagi's Siyuki's voice provider, although she's been very busy lately, but we wanted to sort of make our own branch off of our pacing and fix things, like just improve all the things. Yeah, see ya, Dan. But we never actually got around to putting out a rec list. 'Cause, like, life happened. But, yeah. Oh, yeah. This was the other thing Alice kind of messed up on, is when she recorded these, she only recorded the second 2 syllables. She missed the first one in the first 2 pitches. I think she fixed it for the A4 pitch, but I haven't gotten there yet. So, if this bank ends up a little weird, then you know why. Then you know why. Then you know why. Yeah, and I mean, English is one of those languages where it's just absolute bullshit. Just absolute. It's a bullshit language. Like, people keep asking me, why is English so hard? And it's like, because English is bullshit. Because English is bullshit. There's like 20 vowels. There's no pronunciation scheme or consistency with how words are spelled. There's... It's a nightmare. It's an actual nightmare. And honestly, if you've learned English as a second language, God bless you. You the real MVP. You're the MVP. Well, yeah, there's 20 vowels, and none of the, like, native English speakers can't look at a word in English that's written down and know how to pronounce it. Like, seriously? Seriously? How do you expect anyone else to... The only reason I can even wrap my head around this language is because I've had 21 years and, like, the 6 months that I was developing eardrums in utero to learn... to learn. If I hadn't had this language drilled into my head since the moment my fetus developed ears, I would never be able to understand it. You're the real MVP. God bless you. Let's see. I'm otoing the wrong thing. Shit. I'm otoing the wrong thing. I always do this. Where it's just like, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. English is a nightmare. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not so bad once you know what you're doing. It's just that for a lot of things, nobody knows what they're doing. Like our pacing. Nobody knows how to auto our pacing correctly. We're all just kind of guessing. Guessing. And the only thing I have to say to that is, if you're otoing VCCV, you absolutely must. You absolutely have to know to watch CZ's tutorial and follow her directions. There's no other way to do it. There's just no other way to do it without giving yourself so much extra work. and just... Because, like, that's the thing, you can do it without the tutorial, but it will be harder on you. Like, as long as you're recording and otoing according to CZ's instructions, you shouldn't have too much trouble. It'll just take you a long-ass time. And then... Like, honestly, that's how I learned to Oto. Like, I learned to Oto from Otoing Bunny's first English bank. Which I Otoed... Yeah, yeah. And, that's how I learned to Oto, was by following her... The first bank I really properly Otoed myself was Bunny's first English bank. Her VCV banks were purely more sampler up until that point, but I wanted her to have an English bank, and I was just like, alright, I just gotta bite the bullet and do this. And then, like, I kind of worked my way backwards and learned how to Oto VCV and CV and CVVC Japanese. What is... No, I didn't want that. There we go. Mm-hmm. I mean, the long and short of it is just learn where the pre-entrance should go and then put it there. And put it there. Should go and then put it there. And then once you have enough practice, you'll just blaze through it. Put it there. Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's funny, when I was first getting into this, I didn't realize that the @ symbol and the ampersand were different. Like, I thought that it was just arbitrary. And then I looked at them next to each other on a spectrum. And, I was like, oh, they are different. The ampersand is a bit more tense, but, oh, they are different. The other thing I didn't realize was different was the double H versus regular H. Double H is that naturally sharper H that happens in front of an E sound, so like, he. Whereas regular H in ha is much less tense. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. I might switch to arpazing here in a second. It's like, basically, how I'm working this is, the other thing that I like to do when doing multi-pitch VCCV, which you would notice if you looked at, Bunny's banks, is I just rename the folders, so, like, all the folders that come with the... Yeah, but you know what I mean. Yeah, but you know what I mean. Yeah, yeah. Like, I like having 20 billion folders, because then I only have to Oto, like, maybe 1,000 out of 3,000 recordings at a time, and then I feel like I'm actually getting somewhere. But this is, Mega Oto. So basically just taking all the base Otos from all the folders and pasting them into one Mega Oto in order to do multi-pitch, and that's a valid way to do it, but then you have, like, this gigantic Oto with 3,000 lines in it, and it's just like, I'm gonna be Otoing this for the rest of my life, aren't I? I'm gonna be Otoing this for the rest of my life, aren't I? probably finish this recording and then switch. I've been trying to sort of ration myself by going one consonant cluster at a time, which is hard because of the S's, because the SPs and the STs and the SHs, they all get mixed up in there, but I'm trying to sort of limit myself so that I don't get overwhelmed. I mean, I might come back to this in a second. Okay. It needs to be shorter than that. But yeah, and above all else, I could never Oto and Utao itself like some people do. I have to use separate. Because, like, I open an Oto in Utao and I look at the thing and I can't see anything. Like, I know that sounds weird, but, like, what it displays to me means nothing. Because I'm used to looking at this, which is just so detailed and rich for information. Like, this is the O part, and this is the R, and here's the S, and here's the P. Nice! So yeah, you're not that... there's not that much more to go. But, like, I like having the folders because they provide, like, landmarks, and also, when you're Otoing, they kind of... Because they're organized based on the types of Otos you would find within those recordings, and so you don't have everything mushed together, you know what to expect. You know what to expect. Folders are my best friend. Although I can understand why some people would not want to make a voice bank with 50 billion folders. Alright, that's probably enough for now. Save that and open something else. Make sure the Discord chat is behaving themselves. Normally they do, but... not... English isn't Otoed the same way as Japanese at all. Like, I'm just gonna say that right now. Namely just because of the work with the overlap, and also there's a lot of different shortcuts. You gotta watch CZ's tutorial. You gotta, because I also have... I'm not gonna pull it up right now, but if you go to my channel, it links to my DeviantArt, and I have a journal on there that's a written version of CZ's tutorial. So if tutorials aren't your thing, then... Because, like, the thing about Japanese is the overlap works differently. Like, that's the main difference. The overlap works different. Because in VCCV, you want the overlap to be half of the pre-utterance always. Always, always, always. Because otherwise your envelopes are going to get all screwy. Because of how many notes you can have in a syllable. Like, with Japanese, that doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about it for the most part, because you're going to have, like, 1, maybe 2 notes in a syllable if you're doing CVVC. There's differences. Otherwise, like, it always messes me up when I download an English bank and I'm using it and I hit P2, P3 and everything just screws up because of the envelopes, and I'm like, oh. But in other words, like, the rules for, like, the pre-utterance and stuff is kind of the same. So, like, you always want to put the pre-utterance before the vowel, or whatever's functioning as the vowel, like you would with Japanese, because otherwise the timing will get all screwy. I'm gonna open what I was actually talking about now. Because I will drag Cherry out of purgatory! Yeah. So it's kind of the same, like, there's similarities. I mean, there's things that carry over between any type of Oto, and then there's things that need to be done in specific Otos to make sure that things don't go screwy. Things don't go screwy. There we go. So yeah, I Otoed in More Sampler to get the aliases, but then I pasted over with my own numbers, so, like, you can kind of see how, like, it's just 60, 90, 120, minus 40, all the way down. And that's because there's no way in hell I was using More Sampler's numbers. Like, for anything but the left blank, and even then, that's gonna require adjusting. And then I also used an external program to limit the duplicates to 5 maximum. So there are a maximum of 5 duplicates for every sound. Because even though the site recommends 10, and the program makes them unlimited, which is just equally the worst thing ever. Oh, goodness. This is why I hate RPs. But, I was talking about something and then I forgot. I'm just gonna move on with my life. So basically, I'm taking tactics from VCCV and CVVC Japanese and putting them to use in this Oto. So like in CVVC Japanese, I always set the overlap to 60 and then leave it there. And then adjust the pre-utterance depending. So I'm kind of doing that here. With CVV. Yeah. I do not, because I don't hate myself. I have, I've only finished one R-pacing pitch in my life. It's fine, I can't either. I've only finished one pitch in my entire life, and it was horrible. It was a horrible Oto. I feel bad. Like, I thought I could do it, and I was wrong. So we're gonna see how this turns out, because I'm trying a different tactic this time, and we'll figure it out. I've run some tests, and so far it's working fine, but I don't know. There's always hiccups. So yeah, I do not do art-pacing commissions, but believe me, that is for your sake and not mine. Well, and also mine, because freaking fuck art-pacing, am I right? Fuck art-pacing. Let me see if I can run a test really quick. I also just want to say that, like, the R-pacing recordings, like, I know it works a lot better for a lot of people, the way they're stylized and stuff, but I just can't do it naturally. It's terrible. No, it's fine, really. Did that mess up? Okay. I minimized a window and I was like, I hope you guys can still see this. I hope you guys can still see this. Be nice, Zara. Be nice, Zara. Be nice, Zara. I'm just gonna pull up a sample real quick. Oh, whatever, I'll just... It's fine. I also just realized I wasn't sure if you... Yeah, I can't record words and have it sound natural, because, like, I'm too worried about getting all the consonants in there, and that sounds like shit. Like, you heard that, right? Like, that pause is unbearable. Like that, but I really don't know how else to do it. Wait. Did I do it? Yeah, okay. Like, I just can't do it. I can't do it. It's just so complicated. How do I... That wasn't what I wanted, but it'll work. Oh, and I forgot to change the target tone. Because I was working on Alice's E4 pitch, but this is an A4 pitch. Like, the only way I could even record this was by lowering the BPM to 90. And just hoping to God that it came out fine. So, like, I'm kind of doing it more like CVVC Japanese, but with, like, touches of VCCV. And I don't know, this is an experiment for everyone involved. I've also got to remember to include more of the aspiration. Because in English you actually kind of need it, or else you lose the consonant. In Japanese you kind of don't want it, because you're not supposed to have it there in the first place. I'm just bad at pronouncing Japanese. Okay. I don't understand how you couldn't. Like, I really... how else would you keep the... I mean, you just wear headphones, and then none of it... It only records what's going through your microphone, so... Yeah. Yeah, no. That was part of the reason why I totally re-recorded her newer... VCV bank, is just because I can't fucking pronounce Japanese. Yeah, I haven't memorized the number of folders, but I will say there's a lot. There's a lot of them. Also, another funny thing about my pronunciation, I can't roll my R's. At all. Like, I'm not capable of it. I've tried everything. Like, I try and it just kind of comes out like... It sounds like a motor trying to start. It sounds like a motor trying to start. Oh, the other thing that makes R-pacing hard to record is some of the recordings are silly. So, like, I'll see what I'm supposed to say out loud, what I'm supposed to shout out loud at A4 with my parents in the other room, and I'll just be like, oh my god, they're gonna hear me going, slurp your ferg, at like 10 at night, and they're gonna be like, what the hell is she on? Is that it? No. How is she? I do prefer they, though, as far as pronouns go. Yeah! Yeah, I don't know, my parents kind of got used to me saying weird noises in the basement, but my brother and sister-in-law, his wife, they were over for Christmas, and I decided I wanted to record, and they were not used to me making weird... They were not used to me making weird noises in the basement. This M is just so small. And then, so yeah, Bunny's Spanish Bank is actually recorded by my sister-in-law, because she studies Spanish and her pronunciation's better than mine anyway, and she can roll her R's, which I cannot do. So, I asked her to do it, and of course, you couldn't even hear her recording through the door. I don't understand. TV. Yeah, I kinda... This is a room in the basement that has a desk, and I kinda took it as my own when I moved in. Yeah, her Spanish is good. Her Spanish is good. She also did really good at making it actually sound like Bunny and not me. So, you know, there's that. This is Ritsu English, although her English bank is not an English bank. It's a Japanese bank with a bunch of extra English sounds, but it's not an English bank. I did like messing with it though. Like this was part of my phase where it's like, I want to mess with English banks that aren't VCCV because VCCV is getting tedious. And now since there isn't English, yeah. Yeah. I will say though, it's actually easier when you're doing English and things like that to go with a more British accent because the hard R does not exist in so it's easier to just, instead of going to just go or and it just works better. It just works better. I do that with Kanagi all the time. Because if I tried to record English for him, I would die. I almost died for his CVVC, and it only had 60 recordings. Where does the N end and the R begin? Who knows? But yeah, since there isn't really a tutorial or a set method for this, if you want to ask my reasoning behind making certain decisions, then you can go for it. Because you might as well, if you're gonna sit here and watch me mess around with numbers for, like, hours. Yeah, and the English R is just, it's a bullshit sound. English-speaking children cannot say the R until they're, like, 12 half the time. Like, if a child can't pronounce it, then it's a miracle it made it in your language. Let's just put it that way. But, like, basically you have to, like, pull your tongue all the way back and then curl the tip up and go, It's just ridiculous. Instead of, like, every other language where it's or something like that. Something like that. Because English has to be dumb. Make everything difficult. Oh yeah, brewery, yeah. That's a weird word anyway. Nice! I might stream tomorrow. I don't know. I never really have a regular streaming schedule. I realize that that's probably a mistake on my part, and that I should stream more regularly, but that's work. See ya! Thanks for showing up! Interesting. That's the other thing I like about Otoing set pram is that you can play just like a part of it. You know what? I'm gonna do the VCCV thing and just make it huge because there's too much inconsistency back there. Nice. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't until I started to auto the art pacing in this bank that I realized I'd made a mistake. But it's too late now, you know? I have almost half of this pitch done. I've already autoed one VCV pitch. Yeah, you might as well. No one will care. You might as well. No one will notice or care. I promise. No one will notice or care. I promise. Because English is stupid. Okay. How do I... Like, that's the other thing about art pacing I don't like, is that if I want to test this, I have to replicate recordings, but I can't, like, try to make new words or anything, because I don't know what's otoed and what isn't. Because they're organized by numbers and not phonemes, or anything useful. Or like, with Alice's VCCV Oto, it's organized by consonants, so, like, I know I have everything up to ST done. The other problem, of course, with recording art pacing is that English words have no set pronunciation scheme, so you're just... So, like, you see W-I-N-D, and you're like, is that wind? Is that wind? I don't fucking know. Oh. And then you use the wrong one, infallibly. But yeah, if you do make an art basing bank, you absolutely have to limit the duplicates, because otherwise you're going to end up otoing like 150 copies of... and that's just unnecessary. Nobody needs those. The website recommends 10 to 12. I think that's way too many, so I took it down to 5. Just because I don't want to oto the same phoneme 10 times. That's really obnoxious. That'll be fine. The other thing that's wrong with like all of my banks is that there's an obnoxious amount of reverb. Especially in the newer ones. Like my college dorm had better acoustics than where I'm living now does. So the newer banks are a lot less clean reverb-wise. I'm gonna get to 1,000 lines here, and then I'm just gonna cut back over to the other one. So I'm getting tired of this. How long have I been here? I always do that when I'm streaming, where it's just like, I don't know, how long have I been here? Ugh. Alright. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, this recording's my favorite, this one. Pleased meat beads. I just... like, I remember the first time I saw that, I went... Because, like, I record kind of normally, you know, I get into the rhythm where I, you know, down, record, down, record, down, record, and I went... And I recorded, and I just died because it sunk in what I was about to shout at A4. And just, it was something. Let's just say that. I mean, obviously I overwrote it because I wanted to finish the bank, but... I'm gonna finish this recording, and then I'm gonna switch back to VCCV. Because this is actually death. Yeah, alright. This Oto might take a little bit to load. Sorry about that. Let's see, it's been about an hour and a half, so I might go another half an hour or so. Sorry, that one was held for moderation because you said fuck. I don't really mind if you say fuck. I don't really mind if you say fuck. But I mostly just have that on in case somebody says something that's worse than fuck. I mean, I say fuck all the time. Probably should have warned people before I started saying fuck on stream, just in case, like, their parents were in the room or something. I'm sorry, parents. Where the hell was I? Here-ish? Nope. Ah, yes, I remember now. Found it! Whew. I'm running out of random shit to talk about, so sorry if I clam up for a bit. But yeah, welcome to the jam where my old covers reveal my old terrible mixing as opposed to my current kind of okay mixing. Kind of okay. Alright, now this bank. I hit my mouse wheel and then I lost my place. This bank is Beta Cloud. I recorded it for Levi Tylon? I forgot. My friend Levi. I recorded this for him, and this is actually pretty close to my natural voice, so... I did start recording a CV bank that was just Straight, natural voice, no attempt at voice acting at all. But I've never finished it, mostly just because I lacked motivation. And the reason I chose CV was just because it's easy to Oto. And I didn't want to Oto anything else. I just find it funny that, like, most people, when they get into this, like, everybody makes a self-insert Utao. Except for me. I've literally never made a self-insert Utao, except for, like, the one extremely shitty CV Utao that I made back when I was first starting out, just to see if I could get my hands around Otoing. And I could not! Okay? Because, let me tell you, that Oto is terrible. It's terrible. Like, I listen to it nowadays on occasion just for giggles. And it's like, sometimes it's really clear and precise, and other times it's like, what was I smoking? This playlist is not all of my covers, by the way. It's just the ones that I don't mind listening to. Like, it's the ones that are good enough that I don't cringe when I hear them again. Because let me tell you, there's plenty of those. Plenty of bad ones. Especially from, like, the first few months when I was posting. I don't know what I was thinking. Goodness. It's just terrible. An actual travesty. Honestly, I'm getting tired, though, so I might just end the stream soon after I finish the SPs. It was always weird for me, like, the first time I started streaming and recording myself, because it's like, I'm talking out loud to myself, and no one is answering. Is answering. It's weird. I mean, I got used to it, but still. And I still remember when I first recorded Bunny and played the recording back. Like, I thought to myself, that doesn't sound like me at all. Because you always think that when you record yourself. But then I thought, it's not supposed to sound like me. It's not me. It's Bunny. And then I kinda... Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. It's a weird feeling. Oh gosh, I just remembered. Speaking of like weird phonetic strings, so I don't know. That was not what I wanted to do. I don't know if you know this or not, but Bunny's Spanish Bank is actually a custom rec list that I kind of made myself. Like, I looked at another rec list for reference, but for the most part, I pretty much just put it all together myself. And so, my sister-in-law is down in the basement recording this while she's over for Christmas break. And I'm just... So she finishes, she comes upstairs, and she just looks at me, and I asked her how it was going, and she was like, yeah, it went alright! And then she just kind of looks at me, and she goes, boob. I was like, yeah. I just looked at her, and I was like, I know. I know. Though I will say, our pacing definitely takes the cake as far as rec lists with weird sayings hidden in them. My favorites, of course, being pleased meat beads, use tube dude, and of course the classic slurp your ferg. Slurp your ferg. This cover came out fine, except for when I totally screwed up the tempo in one part, but you know, whatever. It's fine. I mean, I've had all kinds of silly things happen during recording. Like, one time my phone went off, but it was at the end of the recording, so, like, it didn't matter. Like, it didn't affect the important bits, so I just left it in there. There's been lots of silly things like that that have happened. Every once in a while I listen to one of my old covers and I hear like the phonemes I used and I was like, why did I use that? That was a terrible idea, me. Oh no. Especially with the older ones. Mostly just because, like, I learned everything I know about singing from, like, really classical choir classes in middle school, so, like, enunciation was key, And I could literally hear my choir teacher screaming at me to enunciate better when I was making things, but like I had to get over the fact that, you know, sometimes it's okay to not use the T. Sometimes T is too hard. Like it took me a long time to get over that. I will say though, I wish Setpram used a different font, because is that an L, is that an I? I mean, I know because of I know the rec list well enough, but I can see how confusion could ensue. I guess. Almost finished here for the day. I'm just tired. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm exhausted. Streaming always makes me tired for some reason. Also, Otoing is boring and terrible. Terrible. I am excited though because Yozana Emo is getting a new VCV bank, and it sounds amazing. I'm gonna be Otoing it. I'm not excited for that, but I am excited for having a new VCV emo bank. That's gonna be awesome. Like, you need to look that up on SoundCloud because it sounds lit. Yeah. I'll tell you what though, having added all of those sounds into Bunny's newer English banks has really spoiled me. Because like I'll be making a UST for another singer and I'll be like, I can use this here. Oh wait, no I can't, because Bunny's like the only Utah who has this. It's hard. Alright. Oh, jeez. Alright. I think I'm gonna call it here, guys. I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for coming, for everyone who's coming. Thanks for, if you're watching this archived, thanks for that too. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all later. Alright. Yeah, I'll see you. I'll see you guys. I forgot to end the stream. I just kind of stared off into space for a little bit. But I'm ending it now, so I'll see you guys later.